Hello, my name is Moses. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. When I was born many years ago, the Israelites were captives of the Pharaoh of Egypt. And at that time, the Pharaoh decided that the Israelites were getting too powerful, and he was worried that they might overcome the Egyptians. So he ordered that all the baby boys born in that time would be killed just as soon as they were born. My mother decided that she wanted to save me, which was a good thing. And so she wove a basket and made it waterproof and put it in the water in the Nile River, so that I could be saved. Now, she knew that the Pharaoh's daughter would come to bathe in the river. And my sister hid in the rushes close by and watched and see what would happen. Now, the Pharaoh's daughter came, and she saw me, and she said, "Oh, what a pretty baby," and decided that she would save me. So she kind of adopted me and made me her own son. And I grew up in the royal household as a royal. Many years later, as I was walking around, of course the Israelites were slaves, and they were treated very badly. And so one day as I was walking around, I saw one of the Egyptians that was being very mean to one of the Israelites. And he was beating on him. And I was upset and mad, and so I ended up killing that Egyptian. Now, after killing him, I thought, oh no, I hope nobody saw me. Well, as it turns out, somebody did. And so the Pharaoh put out a word that I was to be captured and killed. So I had to run away. And so I went to a land far, far away. Many years, I grew up, my family, I ended up marrying and having a family. And one day when I was out in the fields, tending my father-in-law's sheep, I saw a strange sight. I looked out there, and there was a bush. It was burning. It was just completely just flaming everywhere. But it wasn't being consumed. And an angel of the Lord was in the bush and said to me, you know, the Lord wants you to go back to Egypt and wants you to bring my people out of captivity. So you need to go back and and convince the Pharaoh to release my people and let them be free. I wasn't real happy with that because I'm a kind of a bashful person, as you might maybe can tell. And I asked him what if I mess up? I'm not a very good speaker. And so he said, take your brother Aaron with you, and he can speak for you if you need him.
It sure is hot. I need some water. I need some water.
Well, go get my pitcher. It is hot out here in the desert. Oh, okay.
But hold on a second.
Well, yeah.
Well, hold on a second. Wait.
Something's wrong with the water.
I'm not drinking this.
That looks like blood. Yuck. So, when I got to the Pharaoh, he wasn't really happy with me asking him to let go of his people, of my people. And he wasn't interested in letting them go. So God sent several plagues to try to convince the Pharaoh that he should be letting the people of Israel go. The first plague was the blood. He asked me to strike the river Nile with my staff, and it would turn the river into blood. And the blood caused the fish to die, and fish made the river stink. It was just horrible. But Pharaoh said, no, I'm not letting the people go. So next, God said, okay, I'm going to bring frogs out of the Nile River, and they will just cover the land, and you will just be covered with frogs, giant frogs, little frogs, all kinds of frogs. You can't walk without stepping on them. It was a mess. But still, Pharaoh said, no, I'm not letting those people go. And so God said, okay, I'm going to send gnats. And the gnats are going to cover everything, and they're going to bug, they're just going to bug you to death. They're just going to be all over you. And so God sent all those bugs. And still the Pharaoh said, no, I am not going to release those people. So God said, I'm going to send swarms of flies. And the flies are going to only attack the people of Egypt. And they will all over their houses, and it'll just be a mess. And the Pharaoh said, oh, take them away. I'll let your people go. And so Moses said, okay. And he asked God to take them away. But then the Pharaoh said, no, I'm not going to let them go because the flies are gone now. I'm not going to let them go. And so God said, okay, we're going to send you another plague. And this plague, all of the animals belonging to the Egyptians are going to die. But the Israelites' animals will survive. So all the Pharaohs and all the Egyptians' animals died, and it was a mess. But still, the Pharaoh said, no, I'm not going to let those people go. So God said, pick up some soot from the furnace and throw it in the air, and it'll turn into scabs and boils, and the people will break out with all these boils, but it won't affect the Israelites. It'll just be those people that are in Egypt. This still didn't convince the Pharaoh. And so God said, I'm going to send hail and lightning, and it's going to strike everything in the fields, and it'll hit people, and it'll tear down everything. Be golf ball sizes and all kinds of sizes and baseballs, and it'll just beat everything up. And it did. It happened. It just tore the whole land up. And still, the Pharaoh would not let those people go. So God said, I'm going to send locusts. Now, do you know what locusts are? Does anybody know what locusts are? Grasshoppers. Big grasshoppers. And they eat everything that was left. They just started chomping on it and ate everything that was left from after the hail. Still, the Pharaoh would not let those people go. So, Moses, I stretched my hand out over the land, and darkness came over the entire land. Nobody could see anything. It was dark. And yet the Israelites had light where they needed it. Still, the Pharaoh wouldn't let those people go. And so God sent the last terrible plague, and that was to kill all the firstborn of Egypt. none of the Israelites were killed. They were all spared. Okay, kids, come back tomorrow, and we'll continue talking about my adventures in the wilderness and what happened